Hey, good afternoon, everybody out there. I am going to talk today about a topic that was brought to my attention today by my mom. She sent me a text this morning about an article in the New York Times that was entitled, "Ice for Sore Muscles, Think Again." Now, if you know me, and many of you do know me, I've been saying that ice for injuries and ice for sore muscles is about the worst thing you could possibly do. It completely flies in the face of what everybody thinks. like I have to be really careful who I say that around because I sound like a madman. Because it's such a part of the cultural vernacular and has been accepted as truth by everybody in the world that if you got an injury, if you got a soreness, if you've got a sprain, if you've got a break or whatever it is, you put ice on it. Now, it's just become accepted. And a long time ago, I had on one of my first podcast episodes, I had a gentleman by the name of Gary Reinl on, and he wrote a book called Iced, and he actually went back and researched where did this come from? Where did this idea that ice was the thing to do? And it came from an injury that happened where somebody lost a limb, and they happened to put it on ice, and it saved the tissues in a way that the doctors could reattach the limb. And that one event that happened in the early 60s created this. There was a series of events, the media and extrapolations from people around injuries. It became not just a thing for severed limbs. It became a thing for any injury. And this article in the New York Times today explains it in a very simple way. They did an experiment on mice, which I don't really like to think about that they did the experiment on these poor little mice. But I get it. We need to use those animals to kind of figure out how our bodies respond. And what they found was that ice slows down the healing. What? I mean, yes, ice slows down the healing. Now, if you think about it from a common sense, do you want to slow down? Like, if you think what ice does, it slows down fluids, right? As fluids cool, they get more dense. I don't know if dense is, they get thicker. They move more slowly, and ice slows down the process by which your body creates inflammation. So it will reduce inflammation, but you want inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural response to whatever happened. You want that to happen. You don't want that to happen for a prolonged period. And there are situations where ice is helpful. But here's how Gary explains it in his book, and I think it's a great analogy. If there's an accident on the corner in your residential neighborhood, let's say it's a 3-car pileup and it requires, ambulance and cops and the whole thing. Do you want to pause or slow down the response from the firefighters and from the cops and from from people actually moving around the scene? Because you don't want it to disturb too much the normal flow of the neighborhood. You want the neighborhood to continue to flow around this accident. You want to slow down their response because you don't want to interrupt the traffic patterns and whatnot. Or do you want to let them do their job quickly, clear up the accident, and move it out of the way? Well, when you put ice on a wound or an injury, most of the time, you're slowing down your body's healing response. And you're making it so that your body has a more difficult time getting what it needs to get, the nutrients and the healing properties that are natural to your body to the site of the accident, and to heal, and to move the waste byproduct out. Now, that wasn't the title of my video, my videos, the title is You Are Your Own Best Doctor. So here's the thing. How many times have you heard commonly held beliefs completely refuted? Like one day, fat is the culprit of all our woes, and the next day, no, it's sugar. Reversals of decisions, and I guess, and I can already tell this video is already going too long, but you've got to make judgment decisions about what's right for you, and you've got to look at things through a lens that allows you to really consider and think, and not just put your health and your body and your life in the hands of somebody else because you perceive them as the expert. They may be an expert, and they may have something to contribute to your level of knowledge, but you get to make the choice, and you're the one that has to live with the choice, right? So my encouragement to you is this ice thing is a little bit of a distraction from the main point of this video, which is to take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for what you know. Now, you may not have known this about ice. You may have just gone on with it. Now you do. Now you know. Now it's your responsibility. Go get Gary Reinald's book called Iced and do some research on your own and decide for yourself. Is ice something you want to do on a regular basis? Is ice something you want to do for your kids on a regular basis? Is it something that you would, does that fall in alignment with the way you think about the way your body heals? And you get to make that decision, and you get to live with the consequences of whatever decision it is. So, like I said, my encouragement to you is you start to lean into being responsible for the choices you make, and experiment and play and try different things, and maybe take somebody's word for it one time, and then maybe try somebody else's word and see what happens. But I love the fact that this article came out. You can check it out. It's in the New York Times today. And go get that book. And what else can I tell you? Have a great day. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you here next time.